What makes a straight ship so bad it starts getting called heteroslop? Heteroslop is a slang term. It's used to describe a straight couple in any sort of media that are generic, have no chemistry, and are seemingly only together because they're both a boy and a girl. In particular, occurring when a male and female are shoved into a romantic relationship, seemingly because they're both opposite genders. A lot of fans feel like Uraraka's individual ambitions suffer because she has a crush on Deku. Rather than using her feelings as motivation to grow, she actively tries to deny them or suppress them. In particular, so it won't interfere with her career, which inadvertently makes them an extension of the male character instead of their own character instead. These kinds of ships are often critiqued for the fact that they seemingly put a female in the backseat of the relationship and put more emphasis on the male in the relationship rather than both.
Where do all these guys come from?
It's funny how those who preach inclusivity are the ones who actually practice exclusivity the most. Now me, I've always been a live and let live guy. You enjoy what you enjoy and I enjoy what I enjoy. But it seems there are those who won't extend the same courtesy, not only refusing to do so, but are actually incapable of doing so. Based on their whole existence focusing on media they don't enjoy, yet spend their whole time complaining how it's not for them. Instead of being an adult seeking out the media they do claim for them. We saw this with the recent claim that anime doesn't have enough female protagonists, showing they just discovered anime yesterday. Then when countless examples are brought their way, they moved the goalpost saying, no, there's not enough female leads in shonen, which is made for males, ignoring a whole part of the medium, shoujo, that would be for them, proving my point at the beginning of this. It's not about seeking what they like, it's about tearing down what you like by turning it inside out. Which has now led me to this new term, heteroslop, which basically translates to I hate straight romance stories. A man being masculine taking on a protective role and a woman being feminine taking on a nurturing role. Can't have that, because to these types that's the worst form of storytelling. Or maybe I have a theory, it could be deep down inside these types actually do prefer these stories with male-led plots and what they call heteroslop. Maybe there's conflict happening where their social conditioning is telling them that male-led stories need to be done away with to be replaced with girl bosses, and that naturally they do enjoy these romance subplots grounded within a plot that includes saving the world. Why else would they force themselves to watch these instead of watching the abundance of stories within anime that clearly meet their expectations and serves their taste in media? For instance, I'm not into yaoi or BL stories, and instead of complaining about how we need more straight leads in that genre, which sounds stupid, I just watch what I'm into instead of making videos complaining about how BL or yaoi anime isn't for me. That's how these people sound to me. Another thing I notice is that there's a disdain for romance stories centered around a male lead who's average looking, an introvert, considered a loser, unpopular.
You're a total failure and you can only use your magic 8 times. Peeping is the only hope you have for an enjoyable social life.
Easily looked over as if invisible, where no one even acknowledges he's alive. Then eventually, through a series of events, befriends the hottest, most popular outgoing girl.
Welcome home, dear Kazuki.
Or girls.
Let's do it. Here and now. You want me to become your wife? Stop it! I'm Kazuki's wife, so take this!
And this alone boosts him into instant popularity.
My name is Yuna Miyama. I'm Kazuki's wife.
Either making all of the other guys jealous or favorite, like, damn, how did he get her?
Alright, what's going on here? Not only are the 2 hottest girls in school after you, but you also have this new girl, Yuna, calling you her husband. Give us answers or else.
Which brings me to this post. They really need to stop making the male lead so ugly compared to the girls in shonen romance anime. I get that it's supposed to be a self-insert thing, but man, some anime take it way too far. The girls have amazing designs, unique hairstyles, expressive eyes, actual drip, and then the main character looks like a random background student with dead eyes and hair that has never seen a comb. I am not saying every male needs to look like, but at least make him look like he belongs in the same show. When the girl looks like she walked out of a fashion magazine and the guy looks like he was drawn in 5 minutes, the romance just feels weird to me. Am I the only one this bothers? Now to me, these plots make sense of why they're desirable to watch. Outside of the comedy which they're filled of, there's a level of escapism and fantasy that is being fulfilled by the viewer. For me, it's not rocket science to see why, but for some, I guess it is. Some guys can relate to this, being the overlooked guy in a setting, and wouldn't it be so satisfying that not even the most popular or hottest girl recognizes me, but any girl, as stated with this comment in response. Honestly, I would not be surprised if harem anime are often made for male readers, viewers who have a hard time finding romance.
Bingo! Yahtzee!
Yes, because, as I said, there's a fantasy aspect to it. It's not hard to understand why. Just like for me, it's not hard to understand why women are into reading a novel that involves romantically dating a minotaur. It's hilarious, yes, but I understand. I get it. There's a Beauty and the Beast aspect to it. And instead of shitting on this and the demographic that enjoys it, I just read and watch what I'm into. See the difference? I get how women would love to self-insert themselves into dating a dominant man like in 50 Shades of Grey, or in this case, a beast. And through her feminine charm, she tames him and humanizes him. That's a classic story to tell, which makes sense. Again, it's Beauty and the Beast. But it seems this level of understanding mostly goes one way. And again, complaining about what one demographic enjoys instead of seeking out what you enjoy. The beauty of anime and manga, which tourists still haven't realized, is that there is so much variety, not just in current day, but dating back to the 70s or 80s. I guarantee you will find too much of what you love. All it takes is a little bit of effort to seek it out. But real fans, they don't see it as effort. It's just pure enthusiastic fandom and interest. You know, in the West or Hollywood, we used to enjoy this variety of genres that served many audiences. You had universal genres, and then within that, you had subgenres like romance, where the unpopular guy meets the hot girl. For instance, I was rewatching The Girl Next Door not too long ago, and this movie shares the same plot these types just seethe over and get offended by. A guy who's not so popular, academically inclined, nerd or geek, eventually meets a bombshell woman by chance, which she was, that actress was. She was hot.
I'm all wet. Can I come in?
Hey guys, this is Danielle.
And as they get to know each other, she begins to break him out of his shell, doing bold and daring things like skinny dipping.
What's the craziest thing you've done lately?
This is right up there.
Or attending a party where only the cool kids go and he's not welcome. But by her encouraging him to be more assertive, it inspires him to just go for it, taking the lead for once in his life, kissing her, marking a defining moment in his development, boosting him to a level of popularity he could only dream of, walking through prom like a king.
Do not fuck with us.
Now, is this realistic? Is this how it usually goes? No, but that's not the point. It's fiction and fantasy for viewers to enjoy regardless. He becomes a character I'm rooting for, proud that he's gotten the girl. I know it doesn't work like this most of the time, damn near all the time, especially when she turns out to be a, let's say, star. Because if this was real life, I would have heavily advised him to drop the long-term commitment goals because it just wouldn't work. But since it's not reality in a movie, I'm not applying real-world logic in that sense, and I'm just enjoying the movie. It's an entertaining rom-com. It's the reason I enjoy certain isekais, of a loser guy who reinvents himself in another world or going back in time and instantly gains favor from those he never would have. Like with one anime, Haibara's Teenage New Game Plus, that's airing this current season. It's about a guy who goes back in time to his high school years and reinvents himself, becoming very popular, great at sports, fully competent, and liked by the girls around him. It's cool to watch, and there's a certain fantasy aspect to it. There's a lot of us that would love to redo so many points in our lives with the knowledge and wisdom we have now. It would almost feel like being unstoppable, like a god in certain situations. Or like cheat skill in another world, where you have an overweight guy, shy, bullied every day damn near, who goes to another world, gets in shape and becomes handsome literally overnight, which is fantasy in itself. I'm sure many would love to lose weight that effortlessly instead of spending months training and dieting, but then goes back to his school and is automatically admired, beloved, and sought after, and gains favor by the hottest, most popular girl known to everyone else, making the other guys jealous or wonder like, damn, how did he get her? And this type of plot is nothing new. Again, Hollywood used to provide these variety of stories that serve different audiences, like with the movie The New Guy, where you have an unpopular teen known as a loser in his school, then decides to attend another school, completely reinventing himself to becoming the coolest guy there, getting all the baddies and no longer being bullied. This is not exclusive to anime, at least it used to not be. But real quick, since straight romance in anime is under attack from the usual types, I decided for this video to dedicate a sketch to one of the 3 beautiful, voluptuous stacked wives of the flashy Tengen, known as Suma. Now, Tengen is my favorite character in Demon Slayer, with the Entertainment District being my favorite arc of the series, and when I found out he has 3 wives, I thought, yeah, this is my guy. Obviously having the same taste in women as me, all with their own personality, with Suma being the more timid, a bit over dramatic, wearing her feelings on her sleeve, which is all charming in its own way. Now with this sketch, I did challenge myself with the shading a bit when it came to her hair, and I gotta say, I'm pretty proud of it. But next time, to make this process much more easier, I'll use the charcoal in my sketch kit, which I just learned helps with that, especially instead of just using my pencil.
Duh.
And I gotta say, something I'm really enjoying learning how to draw are the heavies, because as I always say on my live streams, what is it that we love? The heavies.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Merch coming soon. But shout out to those who continue to send me their sketches, and something I think is cool since I started learning how to draw and showcasing my own sketches in my videos is that it's getting people to draw who haven't in a while, almost sparking a newfound interest in it. So it's always cool to see what you guys send. And if you want a sketch kit similar to mine, I've tagged various items in this video to check out, along with some other things like figures, including a Mitsuri one and Tengen that I myself bought one in Japan. But if not, regardless, I always appreciate the love. Now back to the video. Maybe this is why anime has become so popular, because Hollywood stopped feeding this market or demographic, discarded them, and easily anime filled that void, served that market. But I also saw comments like these. I'm so with you. The issue is it's quite often nerdy guys who make manga and they are not that interested in hot dudes quite often. But yeah, we need some more hot main character males. Which again, this is an issue of not having stories to fulfill this taste, but the willingness or interest or actual fandom to actually seek them out because they exist. A popular handsome guy that meets an unpopular girl and falls in love with her, that's pretty common. Lemon Soda, Kimi ni Todoki, that centers around this plot. Popular handsome guy notices the girl who always feels anxious and overlooked or misunderstood. Again, Hollywood used to fulfill this taste with movies like She's All That, about a popular guy, all-American athlete goes for the unpopular, nerdy or geek girl and breaks her out of her shell. Or more anime like Clear Moonlit Dusk, where popular handsome guy, beloved by all the girls, chooses the one that no one would have expected, breaking her out of her shell, thinking she was too tomboyish to find romance. Fragrant Flowers blooms with dignity with another handsome lead that in some way fulfills the Beauty and the Beast or Romeo and Juliet vibe women love. All you have to do is look for them, which isn't hard to do. But that's all I have for this video. Tell me what you think in the comment section below. This is why I say out of everyone who claims to love anime in current day, only 15% are actually true fans. Fans with genuine interest will find the stories they love from current day or from decades ago. I'm still watching anime I never had from the 90s, enjoying every minute of them from multiple genres. To me, these aren't fans, but only those who have FOMO, feeling an obligation to watch anime so they don't miss out. It's funny how current Hollywood is serving their so-called taste, from representation, girl lead bosses, more than ever. Romance stories where heterosexuality seems non-existent, serving up other kinds. Yet, they still refuse to watch and for some reason are obsessed with how anime isn't serving their needs. To me, this is all FOMO, from non-fans, just tourists visiting then complaining about what people have been enjoying for decades. Also, if you want to support the content I create, consider joining my channel and becoming a member. It's much appreciated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Free think. Peace.